Hi everyone, welcome to another video of B2B Freelancer. Before we get into this, hit subscribe so you're notified when we post. We try to post every single day a video that will help you achieve your writing goals, earn a full-time income from your laptop, writing for the B2B industry. In this video, we will tackle something that's incredibly important. It's consistency. Now, if you've ever tried to do anything business related, perhaps freelance writing even, or maybe copywriting, where you've had a website, optimize your LinkedIn and other social media profiles, you build a prospect list and you've reached out to prospects, and then there was some silence, no one reached back, there were no replies, so you gave up. And maybe only months after you realize if you had been consistent, perhaps you would have achieved your goal or you would have got some results. Well, consistency is a little bit tough to understand sometimes, but hopefully with this video, I want to make you not only understand what consistency is, but see why perhaps you have not been consistent and give you a mindset shift and a clear step-by-step guide to become consistent. It won't be just another motivational / productivity video, but rather we will get deep into the nature of business, what consistency is, and how you can achieve it. So by the end of this video, you will have the tools to become incredibly consistent. That's my promise to you. All right, let's get into it. So the reality of business. Now we tend to think of business and freelancing, because freelancing is business, in a linear fashion. So you have an input and you get an output. And in this case, input is your niche, finding prospects, LinkedIn optimization, cold outreach, online presence building, all of these things we've talked about. It feels fun to do in the beginning. It feels exciting. It's rewarding to do. But then we do all of that, we reach out to clients, and we expect the output, which is client signed and dollars in your bank account. But then that doesn't happen. So we get discouraged, we stop for a few days, we get demotivated, or we only get back to it when we feel motivated, and at some point we just stop completely. But the thing is, freelancing is rarely linear. In fact, there are other variables in play which impact your success. Here are just a few of them. It's whether the company actually needs your writing service. Sometimes a company could be great, it's the right fit, but they just don't need your specific writing service at the moment. They could already have a writer. Your email perhaps never got read. It just got buried under heaps of other emails. Perhaps the wrong person read your email. Is it a key person who read your email or another person, and they never passed it to a key person? Even the person's mood when reading your email, the specific time of the day, etc. There are so many variables that come into play when deciding your success. So the only thing you can control is your input, but you have to understand that there is a random element, which we call chance, involved in your success. So the true probability of success is not input output. It's not this linear model, but rather it's how good your inputs are, and that's what you control, and how well the random variables align with you, with your goals. That's something you do not control. So there is a random element in your success. The behavior of the other variables are contained within time. They require time to happen. So what is consistency? Consistency is simply defined as putting time on your side. Very simple. You need time. You need time to let the variables play out. You need time to iron out the random element. And being consistent is what allows you to make time your ally instead of your enemy. Think of it this way. If you only reach out to one prospect today and that's it, time is not on your side, because on this very day, perhaps the other variables just played against you. And you would never know if that prospect or another prospect would be interested because you just stopped at today. Time was not on your side. But if you reach out to different clients over time, over a business cycle, over a business period, over a specific quarter, you allow these random elements which could have played against you not to play against you, and you allow random elements which could work in your favor. Perhaps your email lands at the top just at the moment where they're opening their inbox and they just click open right there, they read your email and they're in a good mood. You allow the random elements to also work in your favor, but that cannot happen in just one day. So you've got to show up enough times. You've got to adjust your inputs, of course, based on feedback, right? So if you send a cold email and someone replies, "Hey, stop spamming me," obviously the cold email needs work, and that had an impact in the reply. So you will adjust that, and you keep doing that until the random variables which you cannot control also flip in your favor. But most people approaching freelancing again are going with a linear mindset. So when they don't get results after the first week or even after the first day, they either assume their input was bad or the market is rigged. But it's neither. You need to take enough action before adjusting your inputs, and you need to be aware of the random variables always at play. Enough action meaning you need at least enough repetitions before you can decide whether your cold email needs changing or your LinkedIn profile needs changing. You can't decide that after one try. You might have the perfect LinkedIn profile, the perfect cold email, and if you watch the video on the AI cold email, you would have a very good cold email. But if you rely on just sending it out once, whether that means it's a good cold email or not, well, it's gonna look like it's bad because there's a high chance that on the first time you send it, nothing comes back. But it doesn't mean that the input is bad. It doesn't mean that you have to change the cold email. Rather, you need to have enough repetitions over time. Let time do its work, right? Put time on your side. Then you can decide, okay, maybe I'll change my cold email. Maybe I'll adjust this or that. But not right away. All right, so how to develop excellent consistency? Step one is to understand whether you have a linear mindset, and you've got to shift it to a probabilistic mindset. So you now understand that there are random variables involved and that you must stay in the game long enough to account for them. These random variables, by the way, can play against you or for you. You can get lucky or unlucky. But you have to be in the game long enough for these variables to happen. And often when we start, the random variables tend to be against us. Being in the game long enough allows for these random variations to even out and your inputs to matter more and even the random variables to turn in your favor, right? So step two is understanding that consistency is about putting time on your side. And step three, this means you commit to a specific amount of time to work on your business every single day. This means you're not going to say, I will send 20 cold emails every day. You're going to burn out. If you've ever tried doing that, you know you give up by Friday. No, rather you're going to say, I'm going to commit to 1 hour or 30 minutes or 20 minutes per day every single day. And whatever gets done within that time gets done. That's putting time on your side. You do not work on your business for 5 hours on day one, see no result, burn out, and then stop for the rest of the week. Instead, you pick an amount of time you're sure you can commit to every single day until the rest of this year. You've got to play the long game. It's kind of like losing weight. You've got to eat at a moderate caloric deficit and eat at an amount that you can sustain for the rest of your life. That's how I thought about it when I had to lose weight. What meal can I eat? What kind of eating habits can I have for the rest of my life? So I'm not going to diet now and then rebound back. I'm going to find a sustainable way of eating for the rest of my life that's going to guarantee success. So guarantee success first. It means that decide an amount of time you're sure you can commit to the rest of the year or even for life. What is that amount? Is it 45 minutes? Is it 30 minutes? 20 minutes? 5 minutes? Whatever it is, find an amount of time that you can commit to. Of course, if you pick 5 minutes, you will get results, but it might take you 5 years or 10 years, right? But if you commit to 2 hours a day, results might come in maybe 3 months. But don't pick 2 hours a day and then reduce it to 10 minutes and then do nothing just because you can't sustain it. So pick an amount of time you're sure you can stick to, just like brushing your teeth. What will happen is that some days your energy levels will be higher, you'll be more motivated, you'll be more excited, and you'll go above that number. Let's say it's 30 minutes. You might do 1 hour or 2 hours above that 30 minutes. And some other days you won't be in the mood, so you'll just do 30 minutes. But no matter what, you've committed yourself to doing 30 minutes every single day, let's say until the rest of the year. We're right now in June, almost July. So let's say until the rest of the year, you'll be working on your business 30 minutes every single day. That's still way more than working 5 hours one day and then burning out and then not doing anything for 2 weeks. It's still much better. And when you're more motivated, you're going to do it more. And when you're less motivated, you're going to stick to the bare minimum. Kind of like working out. Sometimes you're really excited and you hit the gym really hard. And other times you just have to drag yourself to the gym and do the bare minimum workout. Either way is good, but skipping the gym is not good. So it has to be every single day. That's how you put time, which is the container of probability on your side. Every single day. And after 3 months, you would have worked way more than the person who only works when they're excited, burns out, and then has to start all over again. So by showing up every day, you're putting time on your side, you're allowing for the compound effect to take place, you're allowing for random variables to iron out, whether positive or negative, and you will get both. They're going to iron out, your inputs will matter more. You're taking randomness out. Basically, think about it like that. Showing up every day, taking action every day is how you take randomness out of the equation. Because if you only start on day one and you stop, you are subject to randomness. But if you show up every single day, then random elements, which is, they got your email at the wrong time, or they were in the wrong mood, or it was not the right time, all of these matter less, because during that time, as time goes by, the variables are always changing, right? So their writer might leave, or now they have a need for a writer, or now they see your email or your follow-up email, which we'll look at into another video, right? So now they see that needs time to happen, but you restrict yourself to randomness when you only do it once or twice and you don't stick to it. You take randomness out of the equation when you do it every single day. So your job to be consistent is to be honest with yourself. What amount of time can I commit to every single day? So don't say, oh, I'm going to do 3 hours a day because that's going to get me my results fast. But then you don't commit to 3 hours a day. After 3-4 days, you can't. No, be honest with yourself. What amount of time can I commit to? I started out with 1 hour, if I remember correctly. And then once results started getting in, once I closed the first client, I was just full time, right? Because obviously, when that first 3-4K hits your bank, you want more of that. But at the start, I remember sometimes it was really hard to drag myself for that 1 hour. But I said to myself, no matter what, even if it takes 10 years, I'm going to commit to 1 hour every single day to get my freelance writing dreams. And it took me, I think, 2 or 3 weeks to land that first client. Just that. Showing up every single day. So decide now. It can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is, whatever works for you. Pick it and commit to it every single day. If you feel like, oh, I might give up at some point, then reduce that time. But it has to be one that you can commit to every single day. That way you guarantee success, you take out randomness of the equation, and you will succeed. All right, thank you for watching this video. Hit subscribe and drop a comment if you have any question. If it's a little bit confusing, we can talk about it more. But other than that, be consistent and be free. Hit your freelance writing dreams. Thank you so much for watching.